Hi, welcome once again to our YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing to our channel. Really appreciate you. Today we quickly want to look at the NECO 2025 Animal Husbandry Practical Specimen. The specimen that NECO has chosen to itemize for this year's examination, talking about the ongoing NECO examination. So these are the list of specimens that we have there. The first specimen, specimen A, we have it to be fresh egg. Specimen B is fresh milk. Specimen C is centrosema. Specimen D is Bahama grass. Specimen E is animal bone. Specimen F is fresh fish. Specimen G is wood shaving. Specimen H is drinker. Specimen I is louse, and specimen J is live fowl. So without wasting our time, we move to the first specimen, which is our fresh fish, fresh egg. The fresh egg. So what is a fresh egg? Eggs, naturally, they are gotten from domestic fowls or poultry or birds. All birds lay eggs, so they are gotten from eggs. Now, these birds could either be layers, probably they are bred specifically for them to lay eggs, or broilers to be responsible for what we refer to as production of meat. Even the broilers that are responsible for producing meat still lay 1 or 2 eggs in their lifetime. So eggs are generally gotten from birds. These birds are oviparous. That is why we refer to them as egg-laying animals. Every animal that can lay egg, they are referred to as oviparous animals. So these eggs are produced from birds that are called oviparous animals. So looking at the viability of the egg, coming to that very shortly, what does this egg contain? Eggs contain albumin. Albumin is a clear liquid that is found inside the egg. When you look at the components of the egg or the constituents of the egg, you find the clear liquid there that actually turns white when heat is being applied to it. This particular part of the egg, which is the albumin, contains water and protein. You can see it contains water and protein, and they serve as numerous nutrients of vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, all of these which are the fat soluble vitamin. And then we have the water soluble vitamin like vitamin B1, B2, B5, B6, B9, B12, niacin, cyanocobalamin, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine. All of these are examples of the vitamins that are enclosed or that are embedded in the albumin of the egg. The yolk also, which is the colored part of the egg, is actually rich in carbohydrates, and it generates energy for the embryo. This particular part, when we heat it, it changes to yellow color at the center of the egg. Remember that we said that albumin changes to white when it is being heated, but the yolk changes to yellow color. And then outwardly, the egg has a very strong substance called the eggshell. This eggshell is responsible for providing mechanical support to the components of the egg, from allowing them or preventing them from getting exposed to the surrounding. So the eggshell has calcareous nature, and it provides protection or mechanical support to the content of the egg. And it is porous as well. As much as it is mechanical in function, it is also porous, and this porosity of it permits the gaseous exchange of the egg with the surrounding. So shells could be of white or brown color. The shells could be either white or brown in color. Now, when eggs are laid, if it is to hatch, it needs about 21 days of incubation. It needs to be incubated either naturally or artificially for 21 days under regulated temperature. Now, the viability of the egg, to check if the egg is still viable, to check if the egg can still hatch, to check if the egg is still in good condition, can be checked using a particular instrument known as the egg candler. That is what can be used to check the viability of the egg. This is what we are talking about. This is egg. You can see this is what the egg looks like. That is what the egg looks like, and that is with it a brown shell. You can see I said could have brown or white shell. You can see them. So this is the internal component of the egg. You can see it having its shell on the outside, and then inwardly all of this part here that I'm touching here, all of this part on the screen here, we have the albumin, and this here is called the chalaza. So we have the chalaza suspending the yolk in the middle of the egg. You see it above and below the yolk inside the egg. So this part here is the albumin, and this part here is the yolk. So here we have the air space. So these are things that we need to know about the the egg. You can see it also in this particular picture here. So to the next specimen now, specimen B, which is fresh milk. Fresh milk is a dairy product that is gotten from farm animals like cattle, goat, sheep, pig, etc. All of these are gotten from animals. We get the milk from these animals like cattle, goat, sheep, pig, even some other animals. Majority of the mammal, of the mammalian animals, they are milk producers. And the milk is extracted from the udder of mature female animals that are reared specifically for this purpose. We have some animals that are purposefully reared to produce milk. They are dairy farm animals, so their sole responsibility is to produce milk. This milk is extensively rich in protein, in calcium, etc., and it can be processed into cheese, yogurt, and so many other things. Milk that has not been pasteurized, properly processed, could contain disease-causing pathogens. So it is essential that we know that the milk should be properly processed before it can be consumed to avoid contacting any disease from consumption of unpasteurized milk. So that is about milk, and this is what we are talking about. This is milk in a jar. You can see how freshly procured it is. You can see them straight from the farm. You can see them. So this is how it is being extracted. This is how the animal is being extracted. You can see. So we can see the animal here. This is the udder of the animal. This here is the udder of the animal, the udder of the cattle. Now they have attached the extractor. It is with this that now they attach the extractor to the nipple of the animal, and then it starts to milk the animal. The udder starts to release the milk, and you can see it going into this pan here, then through this tube into the container for storage. So that is about what this particular animal is, and that is the specimen that we're actually talking about. So this is how big the udder of animals that are purposefully reared for this purpose. That is how big their udder can be. Classifying this specimen, it belongs to kingdom plantar A. It is a trachyphyte, so we refer to it as it belongs to the phylum of the trachyphytes. So it is a trachyphyta. We have it to be angiosperma as well. It is Fabalis in order, and then for the family it is Fabaceae. The genus is Centrosema, and the species it is called the pubescens. And that is why the scientific name is the Centrosema pubescens. This particular plant is commonly called centro or butterfly pea. Some people call it centro. It is also known as butterfly pea, and it is a legume that is cultivated as forage for livestock. It is basically used in feeding animals. It reaches about 45 centimeters in height. That is about 17.5 meters in height. So with this, it leaves the leaves are trifoliate. The leaves are trifoliate, and the flowers are generally pale violet with dark violet veins. The flowers have pale violet colors with dark violet veins. I'll show those to us shortly. The fruits are flattened. The fruits, they are flat, and they are enclosed in long dark brown pods. They are enclosed in long dark brown pods when they are ripe. When the pods are ripe, then it will become dark brown. But at the inception, it is usually in green form. When it is not yet ripe, when it is just newly formed, it looks greenish in color. And each pod can house up to 20 seeds. Each of the pods can house up to 20 seeds. I said earlier on that it is a forage crop, so it is cultivated, used as forage or protein source for farm animals. Looking at it, this particular crop is propagated by seeds. Like I said, it has its seeds, so it is propagated using the seeds, and it is cultivated as cover crops because it is very, very good in suppressing weed production. It prevents weed from growing, and it is also tolerant to drought. But one major disadvantage of this particular plant is that it ripens unevenly. It ripens unevenly. You find out that they mature not at a regular pace, and since they mature on different rates, it prevents mechanical harvesting. So harvesting has to be done manually. And this is what the plant that we're talking about looks like. You can see this is what the centrosoma pubescens looks like. So we can see it has purple or violet color. You can see it, and towards this place here in the middle here we have deeper purple color. Those are the veins that I made mention of. Those are the veins of the flower of this particular species. You can see, and this is what it looks like again when it is just newly blooming. This is how it looks before it attains this color. And then this is how the pod looks. So this pod is a fresh pod. It is not yet ripe. So inside this pod, when it gets ripened, the pod changes to brown color, dark brown color, and when it is split, when it is broken, you can have up to 20 seeds inside each of these pods, and it can be propagated using the seeds. So we move to the next specimen, which is specimen D. That's the Bahama grass. The Bahama grass. Classifying it, it is a plant, so it belongs to the kingdom Plantae, the Trachyphyta as phylum. The class is the Angiosperma, the order is Poales, the family is Poaceae, the genus is the Cynodon, and then species is Dactylon. So with this genus and species, we can have its botanical name to be the Cynodon dactylon. This particular crop or plant has other names with which it is identified. Some people, in some places, it is called the Bermuda grass. Some call it couch grass, dog's tooth grass, the Scotch grass, so many other types of names, devil's grass, and the rest of those. It is a grass that spreads around. It is commonly found around in plain areas, and it has its leaves to be grayish green in color. The leaves they appear to be grayish green in color with lengths that can reach up to about 15 centimeters. And these leaves are rough in edge. They have rough edges. The seeds of this particular plant, they have clusters. They are clustered together, and they have clusters of 2 to 6 spikes with length about 2 to 5 centimeters long. I'll show us what the spikes look like. And each of these plants can have root system of 2 meters deep when drought comes. So when there is lack of water, this plant can still survive with its roots being deep, reaching about 2 meters in length. It has antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. These properties of this particular plant is the reason why it is used as feeds and some other manure. It is used as hay production. It is used in hay production, also as animal feed. So that is what the specimen D looks like. So this is it here. That is what the Bahama grass or the Bermuda grass looks like. You can see it. You can see that is how it looks. So these are other pictures of the Bahama grass or the Bermuda. So it can actually be nurtured properly and cultivated to make lawns. It can be cultivated to make lawns. This particular grass, you can see it. So this is how it looks. When it is properly mowed, it can be used to make sweet lawn. Now this is what the plant is. So I made mention of spikes earlier on. So on this stalk here, these are spikes. You can see on this one here, it has 4 spikes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one here has 3 spikes, and they have about 2 to 15 centimeters length. So that is how the Bahama or the Bermuda grass looks. So we move to the next specimen, which is specimen E, the animal bone. When we talk about the animal bones are rigid materials that are found in the body of chordates. They are rigid organs that are found or that make up part of the skeletal system of chordates. Chordates are vertebrates, animals with backbone. Bones come in numerous sizes and shapes. They are in different sizes, shapes, and numbers in different organisms. Osteocytes and osteoblasts are responsible for the formation of bone. They are bone forming cells in the body that are responsible for the formation of bones. Now, these bones store vital vitamins. They store vital nutrients, vital minerals. Some of the new minerals that they form or that they store include calcium. One major nutrient that is found in a bone is calcium. And they are helpful in regulating acid and base balance of the body. So here I listed some functions of the body, of the bone to the body, major functions of the bone to the body. Number one, protection to internal organs of the body, e.g. the brain and the liver. It is responsible, the bone is responsible for providing internal organs with protection. Also, they produce red blood cells and white blood cells. These bones are responsible for the production of the white blood cells, which are the leukocytes, and the red blood cells, which are the erythrocytes. They are found produced in parts of the bones. Even bone marrows are produced in the bones. They are also responsible for storing vital minerals. They provide structure and support to the overall body, as well as giving mobility to the body. They are responsible for the body's ability to move about. So these are what bones look like. You can see these are examples of bones. These are bones. Majority of these bones here are found in the mouth. You can see them with tooth-like structures. You can see this one here. These are tooth-like materials on these bones here. You can see these are tooth-like materials, but not all of them are found in the jaw. Like this one appears to be either the femur or the humerus. This one appears to be the humerus, and so we have so many bones here. So these are other bones that have been put together here. You can see them. These are numerous bones that have been identified and put together. You can see them. They come from different parts of the body of the animals. You can see them. Different bone parts in different body parts of different animals. So move to the next specimen now, which is specimen F. That is fresh fish. Talking about fresh fish, we're looking at different types of fishes in different types of habitats. So fishes generally are aquatic organisms. They live in waters. So we have different types of water. We have the freshwater fishes, we have the saltwater fishes, even the brackish water fishes. So the major difference between these types of water is the salinity of the waters. The properties of the water, majorly talking about the salinity of the water, is what differentiates the types of fishes that we have in all of them. So like I said, they are generally aquatic animals, and they are of different types depending on the type of water that they are, depending on the type of water or where they are actually found. So we have the catfish, tilapia fish, titus, mackerel, etc. All of these are types of fishes that we have. Fishes that live in freshwater often times cannot survive in saltwater. Yes, the ones that live in freshwater most times cannot survive in saltwater or brackish water because of the salinity of the waters, like I made mention of it earlier on. Tilapia can live up to about 10 years and up to 10 pounds in weight. Yes, tilapia can live up to that in weight. The temperature for which it lays and hatches its eggs is in 21 to 29 degrees Celsius. Now, major fishes possess scales. Numerous fishes possess scales, but generally they have streamlined bodies which aid their movement in water. They all have fins that permit their ability to swim in the water. They use the gill system for respiration, and fishes with scales have high resistance to diseases. Yes, fishes that have scales have high resistance to diseases. Fishes are omnivores. That means they can feed on plants and flesh. They are also be cannibalistic in nature. They feed on their kind. So these are examples of some fresh fishes. You can see them. This is tilapia fish. You can see those are examples of fishes. So we move to the next specimen, which is our specimen G, the wood shavings. Wood shavings are actually base layers with thick covering of straws. They are base layers that are found on wood. They are waste obtained when wood is actually shaped or planed with using carpentry tools. Using carpentry tools, when they are shaped or planed using carpentry tools, that is how we come across or get wood shavings. They are also seen as thin, small pieces of shreds of wood, and they are created from wood planing or milling. When we plane wood or when we mill wood, when we cut wood into pieces, there is the production of wood shavings around. Major uses of wood shaving: they are used as animal beddings. They are majorly used in producing a layer in animal cages so as to make their cages neat, and when it's time to clean, it makes cleaning much easy. Then it makes cleaning easier. And then number two, for mulching. It is also used for mulching, and mulching is a layer of material that is applied to the surface of the soil and for moisturization. When this is done, it helps to conserve water that is found in the soil. Also, it improves soil fertility. That is what mulching is. Ability to moisturize and improve soil fertility is what mulching is. And then also, it is used as packaging material due to its desirable properties. Because it is used in, because it has desirable properties, it serves as cushioning. It serves a cushioning function to so many materials when used as packaging. So these are some of the pictures that we have to depict what wood shaving is. You can see. So when we plane wood, this is how the shaving comes out, and that is why we refer to it as wood shaving. So these are other pictures of wood shaving. We can see them. You can see them. So that is wood shaving. This is another picture that can help us understand what wood shaving is. You can see. So this is wood shaving, which is our specimen H. That is drinker. Drinker is majorly an instrument that is found in some animal cages to apply or to provide water to the animals. So drinker in this case here is majorly found in poultry beds, and it is used to apply or to give them water to drink. So it is a man-made artificial receptacle container made to provide water to animals, particularly in the poultry beds. They are usually made of so many materials like steel, plastics, etc. And major examples of this drinker: we have the standard drinker, we have the galvanized drinker, we have NECO drinker, we have bell drinker, etc. There are so many, but these are just a few of the drinkers that we have. So these are the examples of the drinker that I just made mention of. This is the NECO drinker that has a nipple here. So with this thing here, we can actually bring about what we refer to as dropping of water to this plate here. So when this thing is pressed, it drops water here, and then the animal will be able to drink. Also in the galvanized drinker, it works with pressure. It works with pressure such that when this tray here is filled, the water is originally put in this container and then it is enclosed. So when it is inverted, this tray here gets filled with the water gradually dropping into the tray. And by the time the water gets almost to the brim of this tray, there is going to be zero pressure for the water to keep dropping from inside this container into the tray. So that is what that thing is talking about. You can see, and it is with this same mechanism here of the galvanized drinker that the standard drinker operates, with the water pouring out from inside this particular bucket here into this red tray here. And we have the bell drinker as well. So those are the things that we need to know about the types of drinkers that we have. So these are other types of drinkers. You see here in this yellow container here is where we'll be having the water, and gradually it pours out into this tray here for the animals for the birds to have reach of the water. Same thing or similar to this here. So that is about the drinker. You can see this another example. And so we move to the next specimen, which is specimen I, louse. Specimen I is louse, plural is lice. This particular animal is classified as Animalia. The phylum is Arthropoda. It belongs to the class insect, so it is Insecta. Order is the Socodidae. Families, we have the family to be called the Pediculidae, and then the genus is the Pediculus, and species we have it to be of numerous types. In case of the humans, for example, we have body louse, we have the head louse, we have the genital louse. The body louse is called the Humanus humanus, so we call it the Pediculus humanus humanus. Then the head louse is called the Pediculus humanus capitis, and so many others like that. We have so many other types of louse that doesn't actually affect humans, but lice generally, they are ectoparasites, and they actually feed on their host. So they are parasites that feed on their host. That is why I wrote it here that their relationship is parasitic. They undergo parasitic relationship with their host. So for these three that I listed here as examples, they are actually lice that affect humans. So they are obligatory parasites of humans. They are wingless. Lice generally are wingless and they spend their lives on their host. They lay numerous eggs on their hairs, the clothing of their host, and they are wingless. They cannot fly. And since they cannot fly, they actually move or spread their themselves by contact. They spread through bodily contact or direct contact with another person or on bed sheets. Lice are disease vectors because they cause epidemic typhoid, fever, etc. And this particular animal, they are very, very difficult to exterminate. But one way to actually treat them is to prevent them in the first place. So there is a need for proper sanitation to actually treat lice. That is how very tough and difficult to eradicate they can be. So this is what lice look like. You can see the different types here: head louse, the body louse, the crab. You can see this one here, the head louse here. The head louse here is found on the head, the body louse is found on the body, the crab is found on the genital. These three are actually human. They affect humans. These three here, they affect humans: the head louse, the body louse, as well as the crab. So this one is found on the genitals, on the private part of the body. This one is found on any part of the body, and this one is majorly found on the head, being housed in the head. So these are what the lice look like. So this is how the life cycle of the body louse is. You can see it from the egg to the larval stage and then back to the adult stage. So that is how it looks. So if you are told to label, for example, this is how it looks. You have to draw and label. This is how the louse, this is how it looks. You can see it. You can see it. So on the head there, it has the antenna, the claws, the eye, proleg, and the rest of those. So this part here on the left side here, we have it to be the dorsal view, while on this other side there we have the ventral view. This one is viewed from above, while this one is viewed from below. That is what we see here. You can see on the left side there we call it dorsal view, and then on the right side we call it the ventral view. So those specimen J, which is live fowl, that is Gallus domestica. For the normal domestic fowl, Gallus domestica. But fowl is a compound name for birds. It is a general name that birds are called. And these birds include pelican, duck, goose, pigeons, guinea fowl, turkey, peacock, domestic fowl as well. All of these are called birds, but let's seclude our discussion to the normal domestic fowl. So the scientific name of the normal domestic fowl is called the Gallus domestica, because this is its classification here. You can see it. It belongs to the kingdom Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. It is from the class Apes. The order is the Galliformes. The family is the Phasianidae. The genus is Gallus and the species is Gallus domestica. Fowls are birds with wings. Yes, fowls have wings and they all have feathers. Though not all of them have flight feathers, but they all have feathers. We have different types of feathers. We have the flight feather, which is usually the quill feather. We have the phyloplume. We have the contour feather. So many examples of them. Down feather is also there. So they all have feathers, though some of them have stronger flight feathers. They have different beak system, which is adapted to the type of food that they eat. The type of food they feed on will determine the structure of the beak that they have. Example, the vulture has strong curved beak because they feed on flesh, so they need a strong beak that can help them to tear or shear flesh from bones. The duck, for example, have flat long beak, which helps it to sift through muddy waters for the organism it feeds on. Also, they all have, ducks, goose, pelican are aquatic, and so they have webbed feet. These animals here, ducks, goose, pelican, they have webbed feet because they are usually found in waters, and so they have to help themselves to be able to swim in water, and that is why they have webbed feet which helps them to paddle in water. Birds have lungs for respiration. Yes, they make use of lungs for respiration, and then they have gizzards which is responsible for milling grains, particularly those ones that feed on grains. They have gizzard that help them to grind the grains that they feed on. They also have liver and gallbladder that helps them in metabolism of fat. We have types of birds. Example, we have the broilers, the ones that are especially bred for their meat, and we have the layers that are bred for the eggs that they can produce. The type of feed that they can feed on, particularly the domestic fowls, we have layers, we have growers, starters, finisher. These are examples of food that these animals can feed on. So when we look at example, these are examples of fowls. These are all examples of fowls. You can see goose, geese, domestic fowl, pelican, duck, guinea fowl, even the turkey. All of these are examples of fowls. You can see this is guinea fowl, and here we have the domestic fowl. This is the one I refer to as the Gallus domestica. So these are the things that we need to know about all of these animals. The specimen that we have listed for the year 2025 Animal Husbandry Practical. We implore you to try as much as possible to go through all that has been discussed. Help yourself get familiarized with this specimen so that you can actually have what to say about them when you come across the question. We are hopeful that this video is going to be very, very instrumental to your answering the questions when you see them in the examination. Like our content, share them with friends, let them also benefit from what you're getting. And perhaps you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please kindly do so. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to your channel has a whole lot of benefit to do you, because when you subscribe to the channel and particularly click on the notification button, you get easily notified of subsequent uploads when we put them up on the channel. I wish you success in your examination as you write them. Thank you very much, and bye for now.